The prodigal son, when he came to his senses, humbled himself and accepted the truth. People avoid and distort the truth to make it more acceptable because the truth is fire to the flesh. Just a quick example. Apostle Peter spoke about the adorning of a woman, and you can tell a young woman about it, but unless she's at her senses to accept the truth, she will say things like, "You can't even wash your face then," to excuse the using of makeup and other things to adorn herself. But the truth of the words of Apostle Peter is simple. The adorning must be of the interior and not the exterior. Just with that answering back comment, you don't contradict the person telling you. You contradict the truth. Dear friends, the truth is not negotiable. And we cannot make up our own truth to fit our needs. Most Christians are not yet come to their senses. This is why they avoid and distort the truth in the words of the Lord Jesus Christ. This is why they transgress the doctrine of Christ and make up their own doctrines, which are easier to accept and to hear, which they deceitfully pretend to be the way to the kingdom of God. For example, once saved, always saved is the total opposite to the doctrine of the kingdom of heaven, and many walk that broadway to hell. The Lord Jesus Christ said to Pilate, "Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice." The Lord also said, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." The Lord also said, "I'm the way, and the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father except through me." The Lord Jesus Christ said, "And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?" The Lord Jesus Christ lived in truth, and his true disciples follow him wherever he goes. They obey him as Lord and Master of their lives. Do not deceive yourselves. Only such people will ever inherit the kingdom of God. Moses needed 40 years in the wilderness working for his father-in-law to come to his senses. God draws us to his Son, Jesus Christ, for our own good through various means, harsh and painful means, to humble us, come to our senses, and accept the truth. Unfortunately, most despise the chastisement of the Father and never get to truly repent of their own ways and start following the only way, truth, and life, the only way to the Father. Many Christians deceitfully think that dead religious practices will compensate for not following the Lord Jesus Christ. To correct me, in 2019, the Word of God came to me and told me that Jesus Christ requires obedience, then good works. God never changes. It is also written in 1 Samuel chapter 15 verses 22 to 23. And Samuel said, "Had the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of the rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king." This is the truth, yet many Christians are still caught up in this deception. They are deceived to think they can be Christians on their own terms. We simply can't be Christians without following the truth of the Lord Jesus Christ. Read Matthew chapter 7 verses 21 to 27. Hear the truth, and if you want eternal life, accept and do it. A Christian is not someone who converts to a certain preferred Christian religion. A Christian is not someone who decides someday to go to church. A true Christian is a follower of the truth of Christ. Someone who worships the Father not in a certain place, but in spirit and in truth. Disciples of the Lord Jesus Christ don't go to church. They are the church. There's no such commandment or even Bible verse of Christians going to church. People make up their own commandments. Disciples of the Lord Jesus Christ are part of the spiritual house of which the Lord Jesus Christ is chief cornerstone. I want to read to you from 1 Peter chapter 2, starting with verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. To whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of God and precious, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, an holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Jesus Christ. I also want to read in Ephesians chapter 2 verses 19 to 22. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of God through the Spirit. A Christian is not a recreational Bible reader or churchgoer. A Christian is not someone who will merely profess his name. He is someone who does the words of the Lord Jesus Christ. Every day he denies himself, picks up his cross, and follows Christ. Be a true worshipper. Be a true Christian. We cannot inherit the kingdom of God on our own terms. We either obey the truth of God or we will perish. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you.